It's been months and months and months that we've been working on this 401 in hopes to finally get this gear to work for the first time in forever. If everything goes right, in a few seconds, we're gonna be able to extend this gear. All right, here we go. Like so many projects we all tackle, the team and I thought we'd be so much further ahead with things than we are now. It seems like every 3 steps we take forward, we end up taking 2 steps back. But everything is really coming together, and we can almost see the Phoenix soaring through the clouds once again. A few weeks ago, Joe replaced a new tire that I installed over a year ago because I had mistakenly bought the wrong one. While replacing the tire, we noticed an issue with the old 401 wheel. Luckily, the 402 had the exact same wheel, and it was in perfect condition. After some new bearing races, a little paint, and some blood, sweat, and tears, we were good to go. Previously, when I stuck the new tire on way back, probably like over a year ago, I don't even know when it was, I used regular automotive grease on these bearings. So regular automotive grease does work. I'll bet you it's really similar to the aviation grease, but there is a specified grease that you're supposed to use. It's in the manual. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna clean all this old grease out, give these things another clean up in the parts washer, and then we're gonna get the proper grease in there and we're gonna get the wheel mounted up on the 401. Nothing to see here. I didn't just wash my hand in parts washer to stick gloves on so people wouldn't give me crap for not having gloves on. That didn't happen. And I didn't take a perfectly good microfiber and ruin it with parts washing fluid. It's a good thing I own the place. I'd be giving me all kinds of All right, so we got these all cleaned up, so we'll get them back over here. We'll get them packed with grease and get this wheel put on. Awesome. Thank you. Yep. All right, so we got this front tire mounted. It is all ready to go, and having it like all painted up, having a brand new tire on, and not to mention the right tire, because the tire that I installed months and months ago was actually a 4-ply tire, which, well, it doesn't meet the weight rating of the 401. So this is an 8-ply. This is the correct tire for it. It's got the correct weight rating. I like the look of the Michelin better, but it's good to go. So this whole front end, besides like needing a new axle bolt, like we don't need one. I put the old one in. We have one on order. I want to put a new one on, so we're gonna do that later. But everything up here is all in place, all ready to go. We are gonna paint this. We are going to put the light mount on. We're gonna be getting a Watt actually a whole watt LED light package for the whole 401. This thing is gonna like light up like the whole runway, the whole airport when we come in. So they're hooking us up with some really cool lights. Can't wait to show you guys that, but man, it's feeling good. We're almost to where we can be down on all 3 tires and the airplane can actually be moved around the hangar. I think we just want to move it around here just because it's been in this same position for months, and it'd be good just to work in a different part of the hangar. So this part's done. Hey Joe, can you look up here and make sure I got my rod through the right hole? There's like this, it's kind of like an arm, almost like a jack shaft in a way, that hooks 2 of the push rods together, and that's what we were hooking together. But it's literally right in the middle of this floor. There's a little hole here and a little hole there, and anyway, it's really tough to get to, but we got that all tightened down. It's all torqued, it's ready to go. Now we just got to get the back piece hooked up here. All right, it's all tightened up, it's ready to go. All right, I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah, what's up?
I need you to come under here. You're gonna hold this 7/16 pulled up with your finger.
Okay.
Right here.
Get it?
Getting it slowly. All right. All right.
Good?
It's set, brother.
Sick.
Woo! All right, everything's tightened down here with the gearbox and both of these push-pull rods. We still have to come back and torque them, so I didn't put any torque markings on them. And I think we also ordered new nuts for these. I gotta go check the notes, but yeah, everything's locked down. I think we can start setting all the clearances and everything should be good to go. All right, so we got this whole gear actuator motor, all the rods, everything is all hooked up. Everything is set really close. We have a whole like alignment, timing, and switch, and well, it's this whole crazy procedure that we have to go through, and I'm not familiar with it, so I'm gonna get someone to help with that. But yeah, that's the next step. Super excited. So we're gonna head down to one of the T hangars here at the airport, and we're gonna go check on Sam's Cougar and see how the repair process is going. So right there she is. Greg and Joe and I have been working so tirelessly on this Cougar, and what we thought was just a cylinder replacement and a window replacement turned into a complete gear rebuild, wiring, completely redoing the structure of the top side of the wing here, which turned out really good. And now these are gonna be good for years and years to come. But the gear's all to spec, replaced a bunch of bolts, just really went over this airplane. Greg has a ton of time in it, and really grateful to have him to help us out. Yeah, the Cougar looks good now, and I believe Sam flew it the other day. I didn't get to go, but he flew it the other day, and I believe it went to like Montana or Michigan or something. So Cougar's doing good. I know Sam has it up for sale now, and he is selling it, but man, just glad to see it flying again. And we actually got to get Sam back up in Freedom. There's a couple things he wanted to do to Freedom yet, but because we were doing so much work on this Cougar, Freedom really hasn't been touched, and I know it needs another inspection, although it hasn't flown much. I know Sam's looking forward to getting this back up in the air. I think there was some work that he wanted to do on these eye struts right here. So at some point we'll get this thing back in the shop and get working on this so we can fly this thing some more. And The guys and I were talking about the Ghost today at lunch. We were just thinking, like, we haven't really flown it much. It's had its inspections. It's like good to go. It only has 80 or 90 some hours on it, but we've been so busy that we haven't gotten a chance to work on it. The Ghost has just been sitting here. I've been thinking about selling it or parting it out because it has an IO 540 in it, inverted system. You know, you can fly this thing upside down. Brand new avionics in it. I don't fly it enough to really warrant keeping it and storing it and stuff like that. So if any of you guys want it, you know, go ahead and reach out to me at Jason at Rebuild Rescue. Somebody should be flying this thing. This is a beautiful airplane. You know, I like it, but again, I think we have too many airplanes. So, but maybe we'll fly a little bit and do a video of flying it before it goes. But yeah, it's really good to come into a hangar and have 3 finished airplanes. So the team and I were over here looking at this 235 lower cowling, and man, this thing is absolutely rocked. But
who did that?
Who did? Yeah, if you guys can see, I mean, it is pretty bad, but I think it's all fixable. So next we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get nitrogen in all 3 struts, but to do that, we had to replace the front jack and the 2 rear jacks because the jacks that we have underneath there now won't go high enough for when we charge them with the nitrogen because those struts are gonna extend, and this 401 will be sitting really tall without the engines on it. Ready? So we're just, yep, now all the way down slow. Again. Yep, go down. Keep going. All right, so we got the whole airplane up on jacks. There's 3 jacks on here. We have the strut servicing tool there. We need to get some pressure in the mains and pressure in the front. And then we should be able to, you know, get that gear up in there and then see if it'll swing. Fingers crossed, hopefully everything's right. Stuff is so much easier to do now that like my legs work. I remember the last time I was doing these, I was only out of surgery for like 2 months. So like anybody that has any type of handicap and still gets things done, man, my hat's off to you. It is not easy. So I'm gonna go ahead, open these valves up. You can see, we're gonna get this up to whatever pressure we're gonna put in there. Our target's 300. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little shot here. This thing should start coming down. Really quickly. All right, so this valve's all the way open. According to this gauge, we have 200 PSI in there, so we gotta get it up to 300. I think it's actually like 330, but we're gonna go ahead and set it at 300. Right there's 300. All right, that side's good to go. Let's go get the other side done. So I'm also letting all that nitrogen in here real slow because these things have been dry for a long while. Now we did get the hydraulic fluid in there, and they've been sitting for about a week with the hydraulic fluid in there because we wanted all those seals to be nice and lubricated, for it to sit in there for a while because it was dry for so long. Hopefully we don't get any leaks. All right, so right there is 300 PSI. Go ahead and close this valve. All right, valve is closed. All right, that strut's done. All right, so all we got to do is get this front gear all nitrogened up and we're good to go. We also get to see how good our strut rebuilding is. That went right down. All right, there it is. It's perfect. That went way too easy. All right, so we got the tires all aired up and everything. We just stuck it at 30 pounds now. I know before we start flying this thing, we're gonna wanna have nitrogen in the tires because we don't want the differentiation of moisture and pressure of oxygen versus nitrogen. But for now, we have some air in there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna release the gear and then we're gonna manually, by hand, get it back up and get it locked into place in the sides and in the front. And then we're finally gonna see if that emergency release will release the gear properly and it'll come down and it'll lock in place. As long as everything was set correctly, it'll work. Now we didn't rig everything perfectly. We rigged it loosely, so we still have some rigging and stuff to do, but I think it is really close to perfect. So we're gonna find out. So the guys are outside right now and they are going to be helping the gear pick up. I'm going to go ahead and use the emergency release to pick the gear up because we don't have all the electronics all hooked up properly to power the system up to go ahead and actuate the gear, but we want to make sure it works well. But I don't want to put so much tension on this manual system. So they're out there, they're going to help the gear go up. We're going to get it in place and then we're going to go ahead and do a full emergency release that this is designed to do and make sure everything is set properly. You guys ready? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start cranking this thing up.
All right, this one's coming up.
All right, so if you guys look, it is cranking with ease. Is everything clear?
Yeah, moving good.
Is everything clear in the front? Can someone check the front quick?
I can let go of this.
Yeah, I got it.
Looks good, yeah.
All right.
I don't see anything like holding anything else up.
All right, good. All right, go ahead and let's get pressure on those mains, pushing them up in there. Kind of be like the main bench press. Pushing up.
Yeah.
So right now it sounds like the front gear is locked in, but as you can see, it didn't hit the limiter right here. So that would be, you know, the fine adjustment that needs done. We're gonna go out, we'll take a look at the front gear, we'll take a look at the mains, and we'll see where they are in proportion to each other. There's no gear.
It's up.
Yeah, the gear's kind of up underneath here. And look at that. All right, so yeah, so the front gear, I heard that noise you guys heard, that was the gear locking in place. And if you guys look, it even locked right there, and that is absolutely perfect. We didn't know if we had it set right, but it is set right, and it's absolutely, that's perfect. Right there's perfect. We don't have the gear doors on yet. There's still some rods, some actuators we got to put in place, but that is really, really lucky. It's really lucky to get that. And if we look under here, if you look at the main there, it is fully up in this wheel well. Now, if you remember that limiting switch in there in the fuselage, it wouldn't have cut this off. So we're definitely out of adjustment as far as like where those switches come into play and all that stuff there. So we're gonna have to make that adjustment. That's like easy. So we'll get that done. I can't believe the gear's actually this close without being adjustment. That was just eyed up. That was just measuring off of what we removed.
I mean, look at that. The gear doors are only like an inch off from being flush with the wings.
Yeah, it's really close to perfect. So we do have the gear doors that we haven't redone that go on this side as well. So we have to hook them in, put the hinges in for them, and then hook them up to the system as well. All right, so let's go in and let's see if these things will like emergency retract. We'll call that the Sam retract. All right, here we go. Are they down?
Yeah. They look like they all locked too. Like the elbows, like.
Yes! All right, so the very first chance that we had to try these things out, to try the gear out, like I cranked it down, you guys saw, they locked in absolutely perfect. And they locked in right when this limiting switch right here, right when it kicked, you could hear it lock in. It worked perfect. We have some minute adjustments. We're gonna follow the whole manufacturer's manual with like how you have to do the adjustments, but it is so close, guys, and that's just awesome. Different wings in the airplane and all kinds of like work we've done to this whole system, and it's like 98% there. So awesome, this feels so good. So I had to crawl out of the 401 and get underneath here and check all the landing gear because I thought for sure I was gonna come under here and something wasn't gonna be right, or it wasn't gonna be like locked in completely. But guys, look, I checked everything. I checked the front, I checked the side over here on the right, and I checked the one on the left. They're locked in 100%. So it's just, I can't believe it, you know, because it's the first time we did any of that stuff. We did follow the manufacturer's manual and had some help from the guys here at Forward Aero, but these things are, there's a lot going on, and just a little bit of adjustment makes a big difference. So super stoked, super excited. All right, so we got that gear completely fixed. It's working really well. So guys, look, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us here in the channel. Thank you for being part of Rebuild Rescue. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe, like the videos. You know the drill. Take care. So a lot of you guys don't know, but we use Harrison for like picking stuff up and for like holding stuff in place. Is that 401 heavy?
Yeah, it's a little heavy.
Is it heavy? Always hire ex-football players.